Good afternoon, viewers. I welcome you to our today's lesson, Form 1 Business Studies, and our topic is production. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to 1. Define the term production, and 2. Explain 4 types of utilities. Definition of production. Production refers to creation of goods and services to satisfy human wants. We have so many wants, and we can only satisfy them using goods and services. These goods and services are created through the process known as production. We can also define production as increasing the usefulness of goods and the services. And therefore, basically, we are saying that production is the creation of utilities of goods and the services. What is utility? The first thing I want us to look at is to define utility. And utility refers to the ability of good or service to satisfy human wants. For a good to be able to satisfy human want, it must have utility. And utility is the ability of the good to satisfy human want. Basically, we have 4 types of utilities. The first type of utility is form utility. Form utility is the changing of raw materials to finished goods and the services. When we change goods from one form to another, we create form utility. A very good example is making of furniture from timber. The second type of utility is place utility, and this refers to the movement of goods from one place to another. Most of the time, you'll find that the producers are far away from the consumers, and therefore, to make those goods produced from far places, they are transported to the consumers, and therefore, the transportation of goods from the producers to the consumers is what we call place utility. A very good example is in our country, Tanzania, we do not make vehicles, but we use vehicles which are made from Japan. Therefore, because of place utility, we are able to transport the goods from Japan to our country. The third form of utility is possession utility. And this refers to the changing of ownership of goods and services from one person to another. Possession utility is created through buying of goods and services. The last form of utility is time utility, and this refers to the storage of goods by producers until they are required by consumers. Producers specialize in production of goods, and sometimes they make so many goods which are not required at the present, and therefore they store them in warehouses until the customers require them. Another good example is that today you may be having a lot of money. You will keep your money in the bank and withdraw them when the need arises. In summary, let's look at what we have learned today. We have defined the term production as a creation of utilities of goods and services, and we have also discussed the 4 types of utilities, which are form utility, possession utility, time utility, and place utility. Thank you. Until next time.